G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I am back with another Final Fantasy 15 video, but this time we're going to be taking a look at a little something different in the game, well, in the hardware anyway. So I've always been curious about the difference between having a solid state drive and just the standard drive on your PS4. So I recently went out and bought a solid state drive for my PS4 Pro. Now I've been using the PS4 Pro for about a year now, and I've noticed that the loading times in Final Fantasy 15 have become just out of hand. They're really long at the moment, so I thought I'd try and make my time as efficient as possible and go out and buy an SSD. The SSD drive I did use was an internal one from Kingston, and it is the A400, and it is only 240 gigabyte capacity. I would highly recommend that if you are going to do this, you get one with a lot more capacity. I would say at least about 400 gig on it, because the install for Final Fantasy 15 alone is about 80 gig. All I did was get a cheap and low capacity SSD because I wanted to try this. I didn't want to sink too much money into this if I didn't see some big gains. But a little bit of a spoiler, I will be going out and getting a bigger capacity SSD because the results on this are actually pretty massive. So what I did, I ran a series of tests over all different loading screens, but I'm going to go over the major ones in this one. I'm going to go over the initial loading screen from the main game, Final Fantasy 15, also the initial loading screen from Comrades, and the initial loading screen from Ignis. I did do the tests on the all the others, and they have, I guess, similar results. They all shave off a lot of time. So let's check out the actual results. So here we have the Final Fantasy 15, the main game save. I'm going to load up a game that is in Chapter 15, so it's post-game. I don't think it's going to make too much difference, but we're going to load into Hammerhead here. And on the left, we have the PS4 Pro standard with just a standard hard drive on it. And then on the right, we have the PS4 Pro fitted with that Kingston A400 SSD drive. So you can see pretty early the SSD drive loads up. We have a 25-second load on that SSD. The PS4 Pro, you can see, is still chugging along here, and it finally loads into the game at 1 minute 29 seconds. So that is a massive time save of 1 minute and 4 seconds roughly. Now this is the first time I've used the kind of stopwatch feature on a video, so it may not be pinpoint accurate, but it's pretty damn close. A minute on the load screen is huge, and you'll find that a lot of the different load screens in the game, even the minor ones, are sped up by a very decent amount. So the second test we do is the Comrades load, and this is initially just beginning the game. You can see, again, we see a very quick, well, not a quick load time, but we get a 43-second load time here on the Pro with the SSD. But then the PS4 Pro, again, is chugging along, and we finally end up with a 1 minute 48 second load time, or 1 minute 48 load time on the standard PS4 Pro. So that's a time saving of 1 minute and 5 seconds. So for the final test I'll be showing, I'm going to load up episode Ignis, and this one was probably the most drastic load time decrease that I saw. The PS4 Pro SSD on the right loaded up in 44 seconds, whereas the PS4 Pro with the standard hard drive on the left, it took 2 minutes 11 seconds to load up. So that is a massive saving of 1.27 minutes. So a huge amount of time saved there. For a standard player that may only play, a couple of times a week, maybe cumulatively it's not all that much of a time saving, but for someone like me that's constantly loading in and out of screens to capture footage and loading different games and stuff, this is an absolute massive time save for me. And over the course of the day, if I may load 20, 30 times, it's a decent amount of time saved. So I definitely think it is worth the money. I will be going out and buying a bigger hard drive because of these tests. Now I've just shown off the initial loads here, which are usually the longest, but all other loading times have been improved, and I'm noticing a massive difference. It's not just these ones, but it's the load times that say take 30 seconds or so can be reduced down to about 10 or 15 seconds on the SSD. So if you have been considering doing this, then I highly recommend it. The hard drive I got was only 240 gigs, but it did cost me 90 Australian dollars. But I will be, like I said, upgrading to a higher capacity one in the future, maybe about 500 gigs or around about that. And if you're worried about the actual storage capacity of it, you could get away with doing the 240 gig and then maybe using an external 1 terabyte drive or something to actually save your games on. But you definitely going to want to get a pretty high capacity drive. So guys, there is the results of my test. I know it's not that extensive and it doesn't cover different games, but my main focus on this channel is Final Fantasy 15 at the moment, so I really wanted to trial it out on that one. If you guys have any experiences with the SSDs or any tips and tricks for it, then leave it down in the comment section below. If this video did help you out, then leave a thumbs up, and I will link to the various hard drives that are on sale or are good deals down in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do so. This has been Lemon Eating Cow. Moo!